everybody, and welcome to Rocco Baby Crochet. A lovely warm welcome back to all my regular viewers and subscribers. It's lovely to have you here and thank you for supporting the channel. A massive warm welcome to anybody who's just found the channel for the first time. I hope you enjoy this quick tutorial. Stick around and consider subscribing, which will mean that you won't miss out on my next free pattern or tutorial, and it will also support Rocco Baby Crochet as well. In this quick tutorial we're going to learn how to make the gorgeous diamond waffle stitch. It's a beautifully textured stitch and it's lovely for blankets, for hats, for scarves, anything that you want to use for this. It's very versatile stitch and it's much simpler than it actually looks to do. This little sample that I've made has been made out of Silkeress, and if you're wondering why all my samples are made out of this yarn recently, I'm making myself a little stitch sample blanket out of it. So all the squares that I make for these videos I'm saving up to one side and going to join together for a blanket, so that's why they're all out of this yarn. So for the video I'm going to be using a pink Aran yarn just so it's slightly thicker to show you what we're doing. You can use any yarn that you want, as long as you use the recommended hook for the yarn it will work beautifully. So grab your hooks, grab your yarn, grab a cuppa and let's learn this stitch together. So to begin making the diamond waffle stitch, what you want to do is make a slip knot and place this onto your hook. So the foundation chain for the waffle stitch needs to be a multiple of 4 and then add 3 onto the end when you've got to the width that you want your project to be. So I'm just doing a really small sample here, so I'm going to do a multiple of 4, which is 16, and then add 3 to take my foundation chain to 19. But you continue until you've got it to the desired width that you want for your project, just bearing in mind that it needs to be a multiple of 4 and then add 3 onto the end. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So once you've got your foundation chain complete, we're going to start working row 1 and we're going to work into the second chain from the hook. So here's my first chain and here's my second. So into that second chain I'm going to place a UK double crochet. So it's completely up to you whether you work from the front of your chain and insert your hook like that, which is traditionally what we would do. I prefer to turn my chain over and work into these back bumps. So they're the strands of yarn that run down the centre of each chain. There's my first back bump, there's my second, and it's into this back bump here that I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. And that's my first UK double crochet placed. So then I'm going to move into my second one and do exactly the same. And for row 1 you're just going to be placing 1 UK double crochet, US single crochet in every chain along. So you should have 1 less stitch than what your chain started as, because we did skip that 1 chain at the very beginning. So if you want to press pause while you make your way across for row 1 and come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 2 and we'll do that together. So I'm just at my very last chain for row 1 and I'm going to place a UK double crochet in there, and at the end of row 1 your work should be looking a little bit like this. And what you're going to do to move up to row 2 is you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Row 2 we're going to place 1 UK treble crochet in every stitch along, and we're going to start in this very first stitch. These 2 chains are a turning chain and don't count for a stitch in this pattern, so we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into this very first stitch, making sure we go underneath both the strands of yarn that make up the top of that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through your last 2 loops, and that's your UK treble, US double. So then you're going to yarn over, move directly into your next stitch and place another UK treble, Now if you are a little bit unsure of these stitches, if you're newer to crochet, then I do have videos which break them down in a little bit more detail for you. So you may want to go back and have a look at those if you're struggling a little bit. But you're just going to place 1 UK treble in every stitch along for the whole of row 2. So if you want to pause this video and come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 3, and we can do that together. And your work should be looking like this now. And for row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn. So row 3 is probably the most difficult row that we've got to do, and then after that it becomes a lot easier and it becomes much more obvious where we're placing our hook in future rows. But rows 3, 4, 5 and 6 are going to be your row repeats for this pattern, and what we're going to do for this row is a combination of front post double trebles and front post double trebles 2 together. So in the US, a double treble is known as a triple or a treble. Just to make things a little bit more confusing, I'll put all the terminology on the screen for you in case you do use US terminology. So what we want to do is, where we're going to place our first double treble front post is around the post of the 3rd double crochet in from row 1. So let's have a look. Let's zoom in on this for us a little bit. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. So when we're looking at our work, we can see here is our first double crochet, and it's easy if you do pull it apart a little bit. There's our second and there's our third. So when you look at your trebles, which are just above it, you'll see that it's the double crochet that is just below it. That's where we're going to be going, and we're going to be inserting our hook from front to back of that third one, around the post of it and back out from back to front, just like that. So we're going to yarn over twice, then drop down and count again. So there's 1, 2, here's my third, insert my hook from front to back around the post and then back out from back to front, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over and pull through your last 2. Now this front post double treble belongs to the very first stitch that we've got, which is here. So we're going to skip that stitch and we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So skip that very first stitch and then place a double crochet 1 in the next 3 stitches. So that's 2 and that's 3. And now we're ready to do our first double treble 2 together, and we're going to yarn over twice, drop back around that post that we've just placed our first double treble around and pull up a loop. So again, you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop there. So you've got 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over twice, and then we're going to skip 3 stitches and place our next post stitch around the 4th one along. I've got a feeling my Tillywinks has been in this yarn, I'm sorry, but I only use it for YouTube, I don't use it to make anything out of. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then around this 4th one I'm going to insert from front to back around the post and back out, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you'll have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you've got 3 loops on your hook at this point, yarn over and pull through all 3. Now these post stitches belong to this stitch here on the back, so we're going to skip that stitch and move directly into this next stitch along, and you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do another front post double treble 2 together, and you'll do this until you reach the very end of your row, but I just want to do them with you because it is a little bit complicated. So you're going to yarn over twice, drop down and back around that post there you've just worked your last front post stitch around, yarn over and pull up a loop. 4 loops on your hook at this point, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops on your hook and stop. And then what we want to do is you're going to yarn over twice again, and we're going to count up to the 4th one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and here's my 4th stitch. Don't forget, these stitches are easier to see if you pull your work apart and separate them just with a bit of tension. Insert my hook around that post, yarn over and pull up a loop. You've got 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to skip this stitch on the back because that belongs to my front posts, and we're going to work into this next stitch along, and we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. So let's do that again. So we're going to yarn over twice, drop down around the post that we've just worked our last front post around, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop. Yarn over twice, skip 3, and around the 4th we're placing our next stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3 and there's our 4th. Insert your hook around that post, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3. Skip the stitch on the back which belongs to these front posts, and into the next 3 stitches you're going to place 1 double crochet, 1, 2 and 3, and you should now have 2 stitches left. So similar to how we started with 1 on its own over here, we're going to just do 1 on its own over here just to finish off this row. So you're going to yarn over twice, drop down and go around the post that we've just placed our last post stitch around, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all your last loops, skip that stitch on the back because this stitch here belongs to it, and place 1 double crochet into your very last stitch. And that's row 3 completed. If you've done that row successfully, then you will have no problems whatsoever with the rest of this pattern, because sometimes it even takes me a couple of goes of undoing it and redoing it. But I think the best tip is, as you're working along, pull this first row apart so it separates the stitches and you can see where you're going to be putting your hook around and which stitch. That's my best advice for getting this one correct. So to move up to row 4, what you're going to do is chain 2 and turn your work. And what we want to do for row 4 is we're going to place 1 double crochet in the top of every stitch along, remembering that this chain 2 is a turning chain, it doesn't count as a stitch. So we're going to start in this stitch here directly underneath our chain 2. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and place 1 UK treble in every stitch along. So if you want to make your way across for row 4, come back to me when you're ready to move up to row 5 and we can do that together. So I'm just placing my very last UK treble for row 4, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So what we want to do now is we're going to start this row placing 1 UK double crochet into the very first 2 stitches. So that chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, it's just a turning chain. So there's 1 and there's 2, and we're going to start by making a front post double treble 2 together, but we're going to be using these posts from row 3 as our guides, so that's why it gets so much easier from now on. So you're going to yarn over twice, drop back down and insert your hook around that post, that first one, yarn over and pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop there when you've got the 2 loops left. And then you're going to yarn over twice again and go underneath these 2 posts here, which make up the next triangle from right to left underneath both of those. Make sure you do go underneath both of them, and then pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3 to complete. So again, we're going to skip this stitch here on the back, which our front post belong to, and move into this stitch here next to it, and we're going to place 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do a front post double treble 2 together again. So you're going to yarn over twice, drop backwards and down, and go around those 2 posts again that we've just been around, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop, yarn over twice, and then we're going around these 2 posts here. Insert your hook underneath both of those posts, yarn over and pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through all 3 to complete. Then you want to skip the stitch here on the back that the post stitch belongs to, so we're going to skip that one and work into this next one here, and we're going to place 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do front post double treble 2 together again, yarning over twice, going back around those posts that we've just worked around, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop, and then we're going to yarn over twice again and move on to these front posts here, insert our hook, yarn over, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 3 to complete, skip this stitch here on the back and work into this stitch here and place 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2 and 3. Got 1 last double treble 2 together to make for the end of this row. So you're going to yarn over twice, go back around those 2 posts you've just worked around, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop, yarn over twice, insert your hook around that next post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 3 to complete. Skip the stitch on the back and you should have 3 stitches left to work your double crochets into. 1, 2 and 3, and then row 6 we're just going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to place 1 UK treble crochet in every stitch along until we reach the end, and you'll just repeat that. And don't forget, this video is time stamped for you. So here we can see our diamonds have taken shape beautifully on the front, and you'll just repeat rows 3, 4, 5 and 6, and instead of working around the posts of these stitches here in row 1 like we did do, which made row 3 quite difficult, you're going to be working underneath these in future rows, so the front posts are already really obvious for you. So it's a really easy project once you've got that first row of the diamonds done. When I come to the end of my project, I'll leave it on row 5, so as you can see, if I finished off with a row 6, I'd have a row of treble crochets going along the top here, and that wouldn't look so nice. So just so you're aware, when you come to your very last set, finish at row 5, the row repeat, and don't do the row 6. But if you do have any questions on this stitch, leave me a comment down below. I'll try my best to answer you. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget, if you could support the channel by subscribing, and it'll also mean that you won't miss out on my next free pattern. The next pattern that's coming out is next weekend, and it's going to be pumpkin hats, so we're starting the Halloween things, so I'm really excited about that as well. Have a great week, happy hooking, have lots of fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye.